As the sum of each generation before it, the next generation Corvette stands alone as the new standard of precision and performance, of engineering and technology, of everything that makes an icon, and a Corvette, a Corvette.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank you for pushing that play button. If you definitely haven't subscribed yet, this is the channel to be a part of, especially if you want all the latest and the greatest C8 miniature Corvette information, as I am planning to actually get one of these cars myself and build it the way I want to build it. And a lot of people have been asking me, have you spec'd your car out yet? And I actually have not. I've been, I just got back recently from California from the C8 miniature Corvette unveiling. Thank you, Chevrolet, if you're watching this exact video, for inviting me out to that. And, in this video, I want to talk about the 5 best features the C8 miniature Corvette has to offer, and I think you would like.
The Z51 is a performance package that takes the goodness of the Stingray road car and elevates it to a hardcore racetrack beast. The Z51 package includes a lot of performance enhancing items, like tires that are more racetrack oriented, brakes are larger, we add a Z51 specific front splitter and a Z51 specific spoiler. The electronic limited slip differential is a huge performance enabler, and it goes on and on. Seeing the Z51 package at work is amazing because we've already exceeded where the current car is. We've got the Z51 now to a level where we're in new territory for the car. We're positioned to rock the world with this one.
As you've seen in the previous clip, the Z51 package I definitely think will be a very popular package that a lot of people will like. I got a chance to actually see the Z51 package at the Corvette unveiling, and I can tell you one thing, you would definitely like it. So the number 5 thing I think people will enjoy is the Z51 package.
Drivers can now raise the front of their Corvette almost 2 inches in less than 3 seconds with the available front lift. This allows you to clear low obstacles such as speed bumps or steep driveways with the help of a 2-position hydraulic lifter. While it can be manually activated, it can also be programmed to remember the GPS locations of up to 1,000 obstacles throughout your commute, so that you don't, for example, have to remember to activate it every time you arrive home to a steep driveway.
So as you saw in the previous clip, you saw the front end lift. That is one thing that Chevrolet took from their audience and decided to add it to the car. The C7 Corvette definitely sits low. I will admit mine have scraped a few times on a couple of road bumps and a couple of other places like steep driveways. But them actually adding the front end lift to the C8 mid-engine Corvette was definitely a great step in the right direction.
What if we could do a new definition of a mid-engine sports car, not just for high-performance driving, but to go on trips, adventures, just make the driving to work an experience.
Utility of the car has been something we focused on too, ensuring that we've got a space for people to store luggage or groceries or what have you. So we have a front storage section that's very deep. We've got a trunk in the rear that not only accommodates 2 bags of golf clubs, but also stows the removable roof panel.
So for 2 people, they can really have plenty of room that they can go on road trips, a car they can take vacations. And that's really what Corvette is about. They've got the high performance aspect, or it can be a great GT car where you can get in it and go on trips and not have to worry about not having enough luggage and cargo to get where you're going.
So the third thing that I think a lot of people will definitely enjoy, because this was a big concern for a lot of Chevrolet Corvette customers out there, was the trunk space. Is there enough space in the trunk for people to carry their luggage, you know, travel across the country and things like that? And I had a lot of followers on the channel that emailed me and said personally they don't think the mid-engine Corvette will have enough space for them to travel across the country until it got unveiled. And as you see, there's a trunk space in the back and a front, is what most people call it. So I definitely think, you know, seeing this car in person, I think you have enough space to carry the items you would like to carry on your journey.
You think of a car like the mid-engine Corvette, and the expectation for what that car is set so high by the exterior, and you really want to deliver on that promise.
What we wanted to do was kind of go to a 3-seat strategy.
GT1, GT2, and competition. With the GT1 seat, that gives you your perfect everyday kind of driving seating position, comfortable bolsters. The new entry that we have for this one is the GT2.
The GT2 seat is really an exciting seat. It's a Napa leather. It has the most color blocking opportunities. It's a really beautiful formed seat.
The other side effect of that is it allowed us to really dial up the competition seat.
So we brought in a new material. It does a couple of things. One, it holds you in, and then the other side of it is it eliminates a little bit more leather, because every ounce counts on this vehicle, especially when you're tracking it.
When we started designing the interior, we wanted to make sure that it felt uniquely Corvette, but it feels like no Corvette you've ever been in before.
With the number 2 thing, I definitely think Chevrolet took this to the next level. As you notice in the C7 Corvette, there's 2 seats. There's a basic seat that comes with it, and then C7 competition seats. With the C8 mid-engine Corvette, they obviously gave you 3 options, as you just saw in the previous clip. Those 3 options are the GT1, the GT2, and the competition seats. Now, I'll admit I got a chance to see all 3 seats in person. I have a personal story. As soon as I saw those seats, I literally thought the GT1 was the best seat because I didn't see the GT names underneath it. And then once I realized GT1 was the low entry level, and then GT2 and competition seats, I actually felt happy that I actually saw that the lower seat is something that I gravitated more towards. But I think this will give people another opportunity to choose whatever seat that feels comfortable for them if they decide to go with purchasing a C8 mid-engine Corvette.
For us, the cars are so fast, the aerodynamics are really a safety issue. It's not like you can just pen any design and then just apply it over the rest of the body.
So doing thumbnail sketches, early ideas, it helps us understand the lay of the land more or less, you know, the opportunities that we have within the aerodynamics of this car.
When you look at the new mid-engine Stingray, you can see the effect of aircraft design. Lean, purposeful surface development, and in particular the aerodynamic aspect. In terms of the 3 elements that play a part in that. Drag, of course, that's the efficiency of air going over the surface. Cooling, and then downforce, keeping the vehicle stable.
Those fundamentals were real important at the beginning. And once you nail those down, then it kind of gets into more of the sculpture of the car.
We see the car evolving, and we have this great process where it's part art, so hand sculpting clay, and part digital math-based design. So we sculpt the car, then we scan it, and then we'll use numerically controlled machines to recut that surface back on the clay. You go back to the sculptors, and they go start finessing the car, change the surfaces, make them blend together the way you want.
We started at the very front of the car. And at the very center of the front of the car is your highest wind velocity.
We don't want a bunch of air under the car because that creates lift. So we have a bunch of air dams.
This next car will have a hybrid rear spoiler that touches down in the middle and then flows air under it on the outboard corners. Developing the aerodynamics, there are things that we do so that we can see the cause and the effect.
The Corvette has heat exchangers tucked away behind all of the openings. The air runs down the side of the car, and then we actually pump that air through the engine compartment and it's evacuated through the rear wheel openings underneath the car and through vents that we have added to the hatch. It doesn't look like there's any fat in the car at all. All the surfaces are pulled as taut as possible over the mechanicals underneath. And that gives the car a real dynamic energy, something that draws people to it visually.
Almost everything is new about this car, and of course, for design, we want to leverage that.
As we watch the car evolve, we see the themes coming out. We see the car move towards its production shape.
We left no stone unturned. We were constantly asking ourselves, could we make something newer, better, more unique? You know, it still had to have the feel and look and maintain the brand Corvette, but you know, we had to do it in a new and unique way.
When I come in and see the sculptors and designers and engineers working around the clay model, stepping back, it's like watching a symphony orchestra with the interplay between all the different people to create a unique personality, a character, a soul for a vehicle that people will absolutely resonate with and love.
Once again, thank you for watching and pushing that play button. I have lots more information to come regarding the C8 Mentioned Corvette. I can teach you a lot about this car before you decide to make your purchase. And just feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section down below. I do plan to make another video and more videos on the C8 Mentioned Corvette and how I can help you make the decision whether you want to continue purchasing a C8 Mentioned Corvette or maybe you want to consider buying a C7 Corvette. Either way, you can't go wrong. But I can pretty much answer any question you may have regarding the C8 Mentioned Corvette. But in order to do so, definitely subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you again in another episode of See You on the Speed 252.